we're going to Douglas in the Isle of Man, go and pick up my new 500 KTM EXC. A bit nervous and excited. It's weird because all the new bikes that I've had in my life, I still get excited. It's still like Christmas. It's still excited to get a new bike and get stuck into it and, you know, get out and ride it. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous, excited. The last 500 KTMs I had, wasn't so good. I rode a new one a couple of months ago and really liked it, so I thought, right, now's the time to get a big 500 again. I was always known for 500, always had massive success on one, and loved them. And when I've ridden a new one, that feeling was there again. It was fun. So we'll go and pick the bike up, and then I'm gonna rip into it and make a bit of a video with all the stuff that I'm gonna do. So yeah, here we go. That'll be it. Flat out mode now to get back to Sulby, get this bike pulled to bits and get cracking on it, get the engine out, get the engine split and the gearbox done. That's the job for this afternoon. Get back together later tonight after I've done a training school. (11:15) at night. Just come back down, got the kids and everyone to bed, watched TV, did some orders. Now we're back to get this beast, get the gearbox back in. I swapped the gears earlier, battery went flat on the other GoPro. So change first and second gear. Now the gears have taken out. Now the fun starts, getting everything back in. It's not easy. Gears are all in, selector forks are all in. So here I'm taking out this diaphragm clutch, one spring, mix and matching some 350 clutch baskets. I done it before on my 2015 bike and looks like it's going to work on here as well. Much more direct feel, no cush drive in it, just direct is what I always used to use, and it just gives me that real accuracy on the clutch lever. So big difference for me, along with the gearbox, and that's all I'll do to the engine, hopefully, but we'll see. Full factory. Pinches feet, 350 springs, pressure plate, inner hub, thick steel plates instead of two slightly thinner ones. I think that's it. It's just another thing I do, just take the pipe out of here. It's more of a safety thing. I put a Samco kit in. One of my mates, he wrecked an engine in the 6A, just weeping out a little bit of water and didn't notice, and then next minute bang. So I just put them in, it's done with, forget about it. It's 2:35, we'll get this hose on and then I'm gonna go home and get some sleep. Morning, it's 9:30, we have an engine. I better get it in there. Look at this. This is pure porn. Brand new Akropovich header pipe. This is even more full factory when you've got your name on your pipe. You'll not get anything ever better than an Akropovich pipe, and I'll tell you that now. Quality, performance, everything. Beautiful. There we go. Moment of truth. Haven't got a sprocket on it yet, so I don't know if I've got any gears, but I checked it on the bench and it felt like I had 6, so let's see if she goes here. Another thing I've always done since, well, a lot of the time since 09's the first time I used one, was it was with the Cowie actually. We were messing around when fuel injection come out. We were messing around with different things on the Cowie. Had an electrical guy out mapping the bike, and we got it pretty good. And then spoke with a few people and they said, oh, you want to put a Vortex ignition on? Australian company. So ordered one up, put it on the Cowie, never looked back. The thing was unreal. It was so much better. It was more like a carb feeling, which I'm old school, I'm old git, so I like the feel of a carb much more than fuel injection. So anyway, pretty much then, apart from factory bikes, because I wasn't allowed, I've ran a Vortex. Anyway, I've been riding my 2015 KTM that I won a couple of tests at the 6 day on in 2015. Bike's a weapon, proper thing, 450, and that's got a Vortex on, and I tried the stock ECU back on it, hated it, put the Vortex back on, so I got in touch with Richard, the guy that owns it in Australia, and it was him that actually convinced me, so if I don't like it, I'm going to blame you, Richard, to get a 500 instead of a 450. And I hadn't ridden a new one for ages, sort of been put off them since 2012. So anyway, an old boy up the road here, Tony Marshall, you like we call him that, he bought one, so took his out the other week, rode it and thought, this is a weapon. It just pulled, it was dead nice and smooth. Throttle connection was still not what I really like. So I spoke to Richard. I thought, right, feck it, let's get a 500. So he sent the Vortex ECU over, and here it is. Dead simple. You've got your 10 maps on here. So that's on map 2 now, which I think's an Enduro sort of map, like a softish one. So I'll start it with that. And you've got basically your low pilot jet, mid needle, high main jet. Dead simple, fucking brilliant, you know, absolutely spot on. So I'm just going off my 450 that I was talking about. It's so good, that bike. I'm just basically doing exactly everything that I did on that bike 5 years ago on this one. I want to race it on Saturday, which now we're on Thursday, so not got much time, but we don't do anything by halves here, not at all. So let's get this on and see if she'll fire up. Should just go straight in. Enduro traction map 1, so that's what I'm sticking it on. No map switch or anything on this. I've had enough of all that stuff. You start messing with them at the start of a test, so we better just stick it on a map and letting it have it. I've learnt that after a few years, too many years. Right, let's see if she'll fire up now. Beautiful. Bit of a shortcut here, throwing a wheel in out of my other bike. Motor Master discs, best out there by a mile, thicker, better in every way, better braking power. I don't think I've ever bent one of them discs, so good. Ran for a sprocket, used them for about 100 years. TM Design chain guide, another important thing. Bulletproof guard on it, bulletproof. Just strengthens the tabs on the swing arm, stop it braking. I threw a harder spring on. I'll do the shock tomorrow, but I've just thrown a harder spring on to go and ride it tonight because I need to just go out and give it a shakedown and then finish it all tomorrow. But yeah, it's getting there. So handlebars, triple clamps, front forks. Forks a couple of months old, well bedded in, working really good. Straight out the other bike onto this, out the old bike. Triple clamps. The main reason I like the standard ones, but the main reason I change them is for the 3 holes. I can get a better position. I put it in the middle hole. The standard clamps I'm either feeling too far back or too far forward, so they're the only ones, them and the 3-hole KTM ones that I get comfortable with. So I've got some rocks for it. Clamp the forks good. The only thing I haven't got is handlebars that I forgot to order. Rentals again, I've used rentals for my whole career. I wouldn't really use anything else. So I'm going to have to nick them ones off for now and order some tomorrow. Just taking the shock reservoir off. I've got an alley piston coming instead of that shitty plastic one in there to try. Standard KTM one. Last week I ran a K-Tech bladder system. Bladder in there, that you fill with nitrogen. On this you fill the bottle with nitrogen and I push the piston up and down. Well, the stock pistons, plastic, and it's pretty shit. I've seen them jam and twist in them sideways and get jammed before. Julian Stevens, my old mechanic from KTM, he's 666 suspension. He's made these aluminium ones much better, like in a rally bike, like in a factory motocross bike, factory enduro bike. So I'm going to put that in, give it a blast and see what I prefer. The bladder works really good, the K-Tech one, so I'm going to try this. Be interesting to see how it is, so I'll let you know later. There we go, alley piston, different setting, harder spring. I'll bring the other spring and I can swap it easy enough anyway and try it. Let's see how she is. Here she is. Thinks it's done. Sump guard on. Right, great, and see if she's any good. Alright, here I am, up on top of a hill in the Isle of Man. Just ridden my new bike for the first time. Absolutely made up with it. Brilliant, better than I thought it would be. I've been pretty nervous really, because obviously I fell out of love a bit with the 500 KTM end of 2012. when you went fuel injected, just couldn't get the feel on it that I wanted, and it's taken until now to get the confidence to get to riding it. Anyway, I've been around there, played with it a little bit, just tried a couple of maps quick. It seems really good on map 2 on the Vortex Ignition, which is soft enduro map, real easy, like a carburetted bike, which is what I like. But I'd even go as far to say that I like it better than my old KTMs, which people who know me will probably collapse now and fall in a heap. The thing's really that good, and one thing that I've put on now as well that I was waiting for is a gut seat, American. That one, I've got 2 to try. That one's 18mm higher, quite hard foam. One thing I noticed with the KTM seats, the tall ones that I use, they're really good at the start, but after probably a few days riding they go really soft, and they're pretty expensive to keep changing every race nowadays as a privateer. So guts one, I'm pretty made up with that, to be honest. I don't like a seat that's really high, and that one's sort of in the middle somewhere, so I will try the plus 30 one sometime, just to, you know, just to try. That'll be the missus soon when the tea's ready.
How long are you gonna be?
We're just leaving now. Alright, see you in like 10 or 15. Okay, see ya. Yeah, no, I will try the plus 30 seat on it, but that one, if it stays like that, that seat is perfect for me. You know, maybe in the mud, I tend to use, I like a taller seat a little bit in the mud because you sat down in ruts a lot, and obviously anyone that's tall like myself, when you're in deep ruts like that, the bike's about that high, so you get your legs stuck up in the handlebars and stuff. So that's why I used to really like a new high seat when they're really hard, just to sit me up a bit taller in the mud. With the 500 I was a bit nervous. I've been riding one of my old 450s, which was really good, like the engine especially. I'd just done a few bits to it. It was actually my 2015 6-day bike engine. I won some tests overall. I think I was second one day outright on it, so not bad for an old codger. And it were good, really good. So that's what sort of put me off of 500, because I knew how good that engine was. But talking with a few people, and with Vortex Ignition guy in Australia, sort of swayed me in the end. Go to 100%, go for 500. I've no affiliation whatsoever with KTM, so you know, I could have stood here and said, oh, I've rode it and fucking hate the thing, you know, absolute pile of shit. But, and people that know me, I would say that, but honestly, I've got nothing bad that I can say. It's my opinion at the end of the day. But really made up. I'd even go as far as to say that I'd like to do like Erzberg or something on the bike, just for, you're not going to win on it obviously, but I think it'd be bloody good fun, and it'd be good for me to get it round, you know. I think that'd be something to aim for. You know, I've been to Erzberg, I've won it. Can't really do anything else there. I'm 42 years old now, 43 next Erzberg. And it'd be nice to go and do some West Series on a 500, because I find them easy to ride, you know. Maybe not on the real tight muddy stuff, obviously like a 2-stroke, but I'm a big guy and I jump on them, and I've sort of fell in love with that thing already, and it's nice that I can jump on that and enjoy my riding again. I've got a lot of playing around to do now with ignition and stuff, but as a bike that I've just built, I tell you what, I'm happy with it, really happy. It's obviously information from old bikes and stuff that I've just got in my head and put into this new one, but yeah, a weapon.